What is going on, YouTube? My name is Zugzwang, and welcome back to another video on my channel. Glad to have you back. Now today, I'm going to be bringing you guys my FIFA 17 wish list. Yeah, getting excited for the new game. It comes out late September-ish, so I figured I'm going to look ahead a little bit. FIFA 16's kind of hitting the end of its cycle. People are starting to get bored of the game. Footies just came out. MLS Team of the Season came out, but still people are kind of over the game, so we're going to look ahead a little bit and talk about FIFA 17. Now, a few disclaimers before we get into this list. Number one, I'm an American soccer fan. I pay a lot of attention to the MLS and the whole American soccer system. Some of the stuff on this list is going to be skewed that way a little bit. I apologize if you don't enjoy talking about the MLS or the American soccer system. That's just going to be one little section of the video. Sorry if you don't like it. My second disclaimer for you guys is that most of the stuff on this list probably won't be in the game. To be fair to EA, it's so late in the dev cycle, the only thing that they would add to the game would maybe be some cosmetic things. Some of the stuff I asked for is not cosmetic, but I doubt it will be in the game. So don't harp on me if when FIFA 17 comes out and something on the wish list isn't there. Don't ask me if I think it'll be a bad game, because that one thing isn't there. My third disclaimer is that this list is in no particular order. Number 1 is by no means the most important, and number 10 is by no means the least important of the lot. Just a fun list I threw together when things popped in my head, and I was like, oh, this and this and this. It's not in any order. I'm not ranking what I want in the game the most. Now, I know there's stuff I forgot, so don't harp on me if there's this one thing that you really want that I didn't talk about. Leave it down in the comments. I would love to have a lovely conversation with you about what we'd like to see in the game. So let's move on and finally crack into this list. So the first thing I would like to see in FIFA 17 next year is arena soccer. I love arena soccer. It's pretty big down here in Southern California. We have a professional team that plays the highest professional league in North America. Most kids play it in the off-season when they're not playing club soccer. And a lot of adults play it as well, and it's a really, really fun game. It's really, really fast, lots of technical skill, lots of fancy tricks and flicks and all that fun stuff. Basically, if you don't know how it works, essentially it's like hockey mixed with soccer. You can play the ball off the walls, it's in a little rink. You can play the ball off the walls, you can board people into the walls, you can do a lot of interesting stuff, and I think it would make a really, really great addition to Ultimate. I feel like EA could go two directions with it. I feel like they could put it into Ultimate Team and give players the ability to make decisions about how they would want to play. I mean, you'd have to decide, well, do we want to play where we have one striker sit behind the defense because there's no offside rule, or do we want to play the ball through the other team? I feel like there's a lot of interesting decisions to make there, and then you'd say, well, I want to play the striker system. I want a big-bodied striker who I can leave up there, can kind of muscle people off, can kind of fend for himself. Or do you want a bunch of midfield maestros who can ping, 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 ping it through the defense, and then rip a shot? And there's a lot of interesting decisions to be made there. And there's also decisions about goalkeepers. You want sweeper keepers who can come out, clear their lines, or do you want somebody who just has great reflexes and will camp in goal? A lot of interesting little tactical battles and decisions to be made there. I think they could also just say, hey, head-to-head, pick 6 players from Barcelona, 6 players from Real Madrid, play each other. I think it'd be a great, really, really fun game. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Zug, you know what FIFA Street is? Of course I know what FIFA Street is. I love FIFA Street. They're great games. I have a FIFA Street 2 back there for GameCube, and then I also have FIFA Street on the 360. And they're great, great games. FIFA Street 2 is a little more arcadey with game breakers and stuff like that. And to be fair, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think it would be a really, really fun game type. I don't mind how campy it is. That's not why I'm playing arena soccer. If I want to play the one that's more like soccer I would see every weekend, I'd just go play Seasons or Ultimate Team or any of that. But this would be so much fun. It would just be a fun thing you could log on to and have fun with. I think that last year, when they tried to push women's team into the game, I thought it was a cool decision. I thought it was a really, really interesting and fun decision. And I personally really enjoy playing with a women's team. I know that people don't, and it's stupid to have in the game, but I think it was a nice little contrast. But I don't think that made a lot of other people really want to buy the game. And I feel like arena mode could very well do that. And just touching on the FIFA Street thing one more time, I don't think they would make another FIFA Street game. The last one on the 360 didn't sell well, and I don't think EA would say, hey, let's make another game that won't sell well. Although it's a really fun game, I just don't see it happening. So again, I would love to see an arena soccer in FIFA 17. I think it would be really, really cool. The next thing I would like in FIFA 17 is better defensive positioning and just better defense in general and better ways to defend. It seems like, from what we've been told by EA up to this point about FIFA 17, is it's all going to be revamped attacking. They aren't even touching defense. To me, that's a big red flag. Like, yeah, I would love to have great AI off the ball runs, and I would love to have new ways to finish. But I don't want every game ending 6-5 or 5-4 or 4-4, because that doesn't happen in real life. I want some semblance of reality when I play this game. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I like being able to prove I'm a good defender and have that help me win games. Because it seems like every game, at least once, one of their midfielders becomes Moses and just parts my defenders like they're the Red Sea. Somebody slips in, and it's an easy goal for the other team. And I feel like that happens nearly every game. At some point, I feel like defenders should know that they can stay compact and stay together and work together and move as a unit across the back line. Like, how does every single defender in the game not know how to stay and hold the line? It's mind-boggling to me. I don't know why defenders become so ignorant and oblivious to what's happening around them, and they'll just see a player running and they'll go like, hey, I'll run with him, not even realizing that they maybe should just step the whole line up. It's really mind-boggling to me the way defenders make some of their decisions. And all I'm asking for is better defensive shape, that defenders hold that line together. They know how to defend together. They aren't 4 individuals across the back line. Because in reality, that's what it feels like to me half the time. It's 4 defenders off the back line, 4 individuals. They don't know how to play as a team. And I just want a unit in that back that will slide together and get the job done. The next thing I would like in FIFA 17 is better custom tactics and game day adjustments, if you will. I feel like custom tactics and instructions in FIFA don't do all that much, and it really pains me to say that because I was so excited when they added player instructions. I mean, I was licking my chops. I was like, finally, we will be able to finally kind of play the way we want to through the formation we set and how we set up our team to succeed. But it hasn't come off the way I felt like it can, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The biggest example for me is when you set a CDM, you set his instructions to stay back while attacking. Most CDMs I know in this game will go, I see goal! Me go get goal! Run forward, get goal! They don't have any semblance of what the instruction I gave them was to do, which was to stay back while attacking. They're just like, I'm gonna run forward, I'm gonna score, I want goals, me feel goal good. It really pains me to see defenders doing that, because Luis Gustavo is a great CDM. But why is he running up like a cam sometimes? It absolutely drives me nuts. And all I want is for them to follow their instructions. I want custom tactics to also work better. I want to be able to say specifically on one game only, not to completely adjust the formation, but to say, today we're playing a team that plays 3 in the back. I want you guys to hit them on the wings. Just some small adjustments I think would go a long way in helping custom tactics and player instructions. And I'm sure there's stuff that I would like from custom tactics and players and instructions that I'm not fully getting across, but I feel as though that change would be absolutely amazing for FIFA in general. The next thing I would like to see in FIFA 17 is more licensing, in particular in the US. Now, we'll get to all the facets of that through this little section here, but the first thing I want is I want MLS to get the Barclays Premier League treatment. I want us to have our own broadcast style. I want us to have every single player that plays in the league scanned into the game, and I want every stadium scanned into the game. Now, the idea of the broadcast system isn't unheard of. MLS used to have something like that in FIFA. ESPN used to broadcast, if you will, the games that you play with MLS teams in some of the older FIFA games. Why did that go away? I'm just curious, because it was a really nice feature, and it added just a tiny bit of detail that was huge for me when I started playing the game. I really, really enjoyed that. So bring back ESPN. If you can't do ESPN, bring back FS1. Both of them broadcast games. I don't care. I just want a nice little broadcast bit. The next thing I want with licensing, in fact, MLS licensing, is I want every single player face in the game. I don't think that's an outlandish demand. In fact, EA, that makes FIFA, their studio that makes FIFA is in Vancouver. Vancouver has a MLS team. Every single Western Conference team visits Vancouver at least once. Then you get half of the league and you just say, hey, would you guys mind coming in for 3 or 4 hours? Let us scan your faces into our game. Then you get half of the Eastern Conference teams that year, and then you get the other half the next year, because you auto switch every single year, whether you go to Vancouver or you play in the East. That's all you have to do, and then you have basically every single player in the MLS scan in the game. And I just get tired of seeing the generic faces that are exactly the same, just with different hairstyles and slightly different features on their face. It totally takes me out of the game. And I just want a little bit more authenticity for the MLS. And I feel like it's a great chance for EA to grow MLS, which in turn grows the game in the US. If they grow the game in the US, more people will buy their game, because the US is such a massive market that gets untapped, specifically with soccer. So if you grow the game, then people are more likely to buy the game, because most teenagers that I know either know about FIFA or play FIFA. That's a huge market, and the fact that we're starting here is a great sign. And if you keep building MLS and you keep adding to the authenticity of that, and more people play with it, more people are going to get interested. They're going to get interested in their local teams, and they're going to become lifelong soccer fans. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand with increasing EA profits and with just increasing the authenticity of the game. I also want them to add in every single MLS stadium, whether it be Providence Park, Children's Mercy Park, Toyota Park, RFK, the dump that is RFK. There's so many great stadiums in MLS that you just can't touch. And it's really kind of annoying only having 2 stadiums and everything else being generic. And maybe I'm picky because I want that, but I don't think it would be that difficult. And if EA don't at least put Gillette Stadium in the game, I don't know what they're doing, because all they have to do is basically copy the exact codes from EA Tiburon's Madden, because the Revolution and the Patriots both play at the same stadium. How hard is it for them to just transfer it over? I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, and I think that's great. I also want 2 more leagues in the game. In particular, the first 2 I want are NASL, the second tier of US Soccer, and USL, the third tier of US Soccer. I will get to exactly why I want those in the game in the next section, but don't fret. I will explain why, and it may be a weird US soccer fan reason, but I would still like them in the game. And the other league I want is I want the Chinese Super League. There's so many good players in there that are leaving the game, that are going to China, getting overpaid. Find a way to work out that deal. I've already said I wanted arena soccer, better defense, better custom tactics, and more licensing. I also just want a deeper career mode. I don't understand why career mode is so thin. It absolutely boggles my mind why EA only care about Ultimate Team. I guess Ultimate Team is what makes the money, but career mode for me is what I grew up on. I grew up on that in FIFA 07. They need to make it better, particularly training drills. Let's say I just wanted to do 4 attacking players versus 4 defending players going at goal. Why can't I do that? Why can't I just do a game of possession with my players and decide who's on what team and who's where? It really boggles me that training doesn't have any importance. It really boggles me that set pieces, you can't work on set piece plays. Why not? You can't work on custom corner tactics. They have the ones that default for you, but a few seasons ago, they had where you could set your own corner tactics. Bring back both. Why not both? I don't understand. Also, give us the ability to make stadiums. I mean, we've seen it a lot recently as teams have been moving into new stadiums. West Ham's moving. Tottenham's moving for a little while. In MLS, Orlando City is about to move. San Jose Earthquakes just got a Via Stadium. They played the All-Star game there last night. Why can't we make new stadiums? I don't understand. And part of the reason I want USL in the game is USL is in a large part a reserve league for MLS. You have a lot of teams that have their second teams down there. Seattle Sounders have a team down there. Timbers, Galaxy. Nearly every club has either a reserve team or a team that they're affiliated with where they can send their players. Why is there not a reserve league? There's a reserve league for the Premier League, the Under-23 league, where they can send down a few overage players. If I have a player that I'm not going to loan out because I still need him in the squad, but I want him to get a game on a weekend, why can't I just send him down to the reserve team and have a reserve game? I don't know, and it frustrates me to no end the fact that EA have just overlooked so many simple things that should be in career mode. I could go on for days, but those are some of the big things I really want in career mode. They start making it deeper, I will be so thankful, because I love career mode. It's what I grew up on, and to me it's something really special. And when they finally get it right, we'll sit down and I will say, thank you, EA. This is exactly what I'm looking for, and I will play the crud out of this game. Now, the next thing I want in FIFA 17 is I want better or more speech options. Now, when I say speech options, I mean specifically in manager mode and journey mode. Typically, in some games, when they have you speak to the media or they have you speak to teammates, they give you like 3 options, and it'll be like a cocky option, the humble option, and the in-between option, or the no comment option. Now, these options force you into character archetypes. Like, it makes me so mad that you either have to be like Mario Balotelli, who thinks he's gonna go out and improve his career and win the Ballon d'Or again, or you have to be the most humble person on the face of the earth. Let us make real people. Like, give us like 10 choices of answers to choose. Have them all be slightly different, but all be real answers. It just makes me so angry when they force you into an archetype. Let me be my own person. So in the journey, I really hope they get that right. And in manager mode, let us sit down and have chats with certain players if we feel like they aren't playing well. Like, player is on a duck and he hasn't scored in 8 games. Let us sit down with him and say, hey, Fernando Adi, you're really struggling. I'm gonna have to rest you for a game. Just mix it up a little bit, okay? Hopefully you can put your scoring boots back on. Let us have something like that so you actually feel like you're a manager. So after speech options, better speech options, the next thing on my list is fantasy draft mode, where you get a group of like 3 other friends, so you have 4 people, and you draft players under a certain budget. And each player would have their own certain budget. So just like how you make a fantasy soccer team, you would have to draft players under that budget, but you'd also have a time limit just like any other draft. And I feel like that would be a really cool, fun, interactive game that you could play with friends where it wouldn't feel monotonous and the same every single time. And I think it would be really cool, and I hope they implement something like that into the game. The next thing I want in the game is wager match. I think this would be really fun if you said to your friend, and you both agreed to it beforehand, hey, each of us put up 500 coins, winner gets to take 1,000 coins home. I think it would be a really cool way to play high stakes games with your friends. Or you could even do pink slips where you put up certain players. Now, my biggest issue with this is it could be exploited for coin selling. And that is an issue. I don't like coin selling because it inflates the market, and I don't buy coins. So as a person who doesn't buy coins, anybody who buys coins kind of screws up the market a little bit. But then again, looking at coin selling, you would have to have 100,000 coins to be able to win 100,000 coins. So I don't know how big of a contribution wager matches would be to coin selling. But I think it'd be a fun addition if EA could find a way to get rid of coin selling, or to minimize the effect wager matches would have on coin selling in the market. But with that being said, I still think it'd be really cool if they did it. But again, I don't want coin sellers, so EA, find a way, maybe? The next thing I really want, and everyone I think in the FIFA community wants this, is better tournament rewards and better rewards for stuff in general. anytime you play a tournament, specifically offline tournaments, the rewards you get are really, really crappy. It's always like a coins pack where you just take home 2,000 coins. And you play this tournament on like world class or legendary difficulty and you get squat. And as a person who likes to play computers a lot, I kind of feel shafted when I beat a thing on legendary, beat a tournament on legendary, and all I'm getting is 2,000 coins when you play it online and you get better stuff there. Now, what I want them to do is I want them to increase the stuff you get online, and I want you to increase the stuff you get offline. Now, they just released the Footies tournament, and essentially you can win it up to 3 times, and each time you get a different special untradeable player. Thank you! That is what we want. We want special stuff. Make it untradeable. Make it so it doesn't affect the market. If you give everyone a 25k reward pack for winning an offline tournament, and it's untradeable, it's not going to screw up the market. Like, one of those is not going to totally fluctuate the market if everyone gets one. And not everyone's going to get one because not everybody plays well against the CPU. So increase the rewards there, EA. Come on. And tournament rewards, when they have players on the line, it makes it so much more... One, it makes it more high stakes, and you really get invested in that match. And you're like, oh man, I gotta win this. I got to take home the W. But it also means you can get a really cool untradeable player that nobody else will have unless they've won the tournament. So that's the type of stuff I really, really like. And if they start doing that more, like they did with the Team of the Season tournaments, I'll be grateful, because I really like the idea of winning a tournament and getting a special thing that nobody else has. So please, please, EA, give us some good tournament rewards. The next thing is give us like daily and weekly challenges, where your challenge for a week might be get 20 goals with this player. Not a certain player, but with a player. Or win 2 matches in seasons is your daily challenge. Give us something so you log in each day and you have an incentive to play Ultimate Team. That's all I'm saying, is just give us an incentive to play the game, because otherwise the game seems really grindy. It doesn't feel, again, fresh and unique and not monotonous. So if they add all of that into the game, I think it will make it a lot more fun and a lot more interesting to play. The last thing I want in FIFA 17 is in Ultimate Team. I want informs and special cards to be spread around a little bit more. Antoine Griezmann was an absolute monster this year for Atletico Madrid, but does he need like the 9 inform cards or the 9 special cards he has? Like, I get it, you have a great season. Spread it out a little bit more, in my opinion. Because in the Team of the Week, half of the time during the peak European season, it's all these outrageous players who you see like every other week. And yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi may score 2 goals, and you may think they deserve it. But they shouldn't get their 4th inform for that. You should make it a little bit harder to get some of the higher and higher informs. So that way other people who have really great performances can still get informs, and you don't price out a lot of people who want to try unique stuff, and you also spread the love a little bit and recognize players who played well but maybe aren't Messi, Ronaldo, Pogba, Griezmann, all these amazing players. So just spread it out a little bit and I will be insanely happy. Now, that's my list of the 10 things I want in FIFA 17, which were arena soccer, better defensive shape and positioning, better custom tactics and instructions, more licensing, a deeper career mode, multiple speech options, a fantasy draft mode, wager matches, better rewards, and more informs spread around. Now, let me know if you agree with my list. If there's something you don't agree with my list, please let me know down in the comments below. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really like the content and you want to hang out here, subscribe to the channel. Just starting up, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed the content. I've enjoyed making it. Hard work, but it's a blast to do, and I really hope that you guys enjoy watching it. That's all for this time. I'm Zugzwang. Peace out.